Hi, it's Amanda. Welcome to my channel. In case you're new here, I put these braids in 37 weeks into my last and final pregnancy to avoid the possibility of going into labor mid-wash or style. I'd have to make the difficult decision between possibly delivering in my shower with no epidural or going to the hospital with my hair in whatever state of disarray it happened to be in at the time. So braids it was, and by far they were the right decision. Jamie is now almost 4 weeks old, and the braids are still in as I recover physically from my invasive C-section. I do realize that by design all C-sections are invasive, but I had to throw in some shade by calling it invasive. Braiding and leaving my hair essentially alone for the past 6 to 7 weeks has been one of the best things I have ever done for myself. That being said, they are starting to overstay their welcome, and I can no longer make this work. They took about 6 hours to put in, 6 painful hours, but I can safely say at this point, I have gotten back that time in spades. So I'm finally sending Aiden back to school next week, and I'm thinking I may be able to carve out enough time for a full wash day routine later this week. The hair is getting really fuzzy, and at some point this will no longer be protective or acceptable. I have been washing it every week or so, but the regular manipulation is at this point just pulling loose more hair each week. Plus, it's also time for me to rejoin polite and attractive society as the weather warms and I start to leave my house again and encounter more people. As I mentally prepare to remove these fairy godmothers from my head, and I say fairy godmothers because they really just have been like a blessing, I've been reflecting on our time together over the last several weeks. Thought I'd make a commemorative video so I'll never forget or doubt the joys of this experience. Experience being protective styling, which I've never done before. In this video, I'm going to talk through the small number but highly impactful things I have loved about wearing and washing these braids over the last several weeks. And say hi to Jamie. He's asleep again, but here he is. Oh, some eyes. He's awake. Okay. All right, so number one, and this is arguably good and bad, but not caring how my hair looks. Because I have little patience for styling my hair and little skill to boot, I didn't put these in a way that was ever going to look nice. No rhyme or reason to the parts, sizes are all over the continuum, and splits aren't particularly even. Arguably, I paid the consequences over the last several weeks, during which I had little or no choice but to look bad pretty much every day. But there was no stress when it came to styling my hair in the morning because there were few, if any, options at all, and any option I chose was going to look bad. So, I mean, whatever. Still, though, my hair has been protected, growing, not given the chance to break at the ends, and it's a temporary situation. Plus, I feel like no one and who's going to judge. And given what I look like now, Nick to divorce me after I was just cut open bringing his third child into the world, couldn't really get away with that. On the other hand, when my hair is styled in some sort of an out, braid out, twist out, perm rod out, the options for styling are almost endless. With so many options, it's hard to get away with not trying. Although, to be fair, I didn't really style my hair very much during the winter and fall because I like to just leave it alone, so I put it in some kind of protective style and leave it. But even agonizing over the protective style every week is a lot of stress. There are definitely more updo options when my hair is out, and there's little to no stress. There's not much I can do with this other than putting it in a ponytail or a braid. And that's what I've been doing. Or I've been just putting my hair in a ponytail and then wearing one of my silk dress caps. Number two, growth. In the past, it was always part speculation, part looking at pictures over time, part eyeing my hair length during my quarterly length check videos. But in this style, I can easily see that my hair is growing. My cue to simply take out and rebraid it is just that, my cue that my hair is growing. And I could also just rebraid like one braid a day, so it was very manageable. When I see a couple of inches of new growth, I rebraid that section when I get around to it. There's a lot of these that need to be rebraided, I just never did it. Also, my ends have been tucked and coiled and ignored for weeks, so they're not breaking. I regularly examine my ends for splits and knots, and there have only been a handful this whole time. Not including the first week or so when I was still battling the knots and jerks from my pre-braid life. And this is definitely the greatest benefit of them all because it speaks to the health of protective styling and just leaving your hair alone and letting it thrive. Granted, I haven't taken it out yet. Maybe there's something going on that I'm not going to like, but I can't imagine what it would be. I have left my hair alone this entire time. It's growing. It's still actually pretty soft, and I can't imagine there's anything wrong. Number 3, getting ready for bed. There was always all this internal struggle and stress over how to sleep. Pineapple, loose buns, ponytails, just out on a satin pillowcase. What do I do with my hair before I tuck it in my silk cap? Or whatever else there is to do. With these braids, I put in a bun or a ponytail, stick on my silk cap, and call it a good night. Number 4, quick hair washing. I can't even call it a wash day when it takes less than an hour, can I? My usual process takes 3 days, start to finish, only to repeat the process another 3 to 4 days later, which is just it's a lot. 1 day to wash, and noted, it may not take others an entire day to wash and set their hair, but between the 2 and now 3 children, everything had to be done in parts. I would drop off Aiden at school, start my pre-poo around 10 or 10:30, and I'd finish sometimes setting my hair by 2:20 when I had to leave to pick him up from school. Sometimes I'd have to continue my set at around 7 p.m. when Layla went to bed. My hair would likely dry by Sunday because there was never time to really just sit under a dryer and let it dry. But the last few weeks, I can make an impromptu decision in the morning, even as I'm walking into the shower, to just wash my hair. And I can be done in 30 minutes or less. It was fantastic. I don't want to go back to the old state. Let me just be completely honest. I am going to try to take some time to figure out some more shortcuts in my routine, but I'm pretty positive I've already done that, and it is what it is. It's the styling that takes forever, and that's not really something I can modify. That and having to sit with a deep conditioner in my hair for at least 30 minutes. I used to do 2, 3, 4 hours. Again, because of my schedule, I try to keep it between 30 minutes and an hour. So that's it. There were only 4 reasons. Arguably, that's not very many, but they have a huge impact, as I mentioned. As much as I'm not looking forward to it, I think I'll remove the braids and wear my hair out this week. And then TBD how, I'm going to wash my hair later this week. Then I guess it's back to once a week. These braids did go in after my week 2 curl origin review, so I will continue starting from my week 3 protective style, which I think was what was the last thing I did? The high puff with the braid out. I didn't particularly love that style, but I'm gonna try it again. Maybe I'll come up with something by the time that day comes. We shall see. So for those of you who protective style or normally wear your hair out but do go into protective styles, do you feel the impact of not having to put a lot into your hair for an extended period of time? Does it make your life? And if homemade braids are your go-to, do you actually put effort into making them look nice? Do you feel confident in the style once you put it in? Or is it more a means to an end? That end being getting time back or leaving your hair alone to grow. Also, I guess you could do this kind of thing and then just wear a wig. I guess that's another option. Anyway, let me know in the comments section below. That brings me to the end of this video, and I hope I can be a little bit more consistent now that I'll have to wash my hair weekly again. And back to the product reviews. With this long hiatus, another benefit could be that my Black Friday stash may very well last until next Black Friday, so I won't have to buy any more hair products this year. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you like my content and haven't done so already, please consider subscribing, like, comment, and share, and I will talk to you in my next one. Thanks, and have a good one.